which was actually pretty funny and pretty crazy though. I was hopeless about a lot of things, but I made it work. Okay, it was not easy. It was not easy. Cause like I had to have like a whole like idea to pitch, you know, and then people be willing to participate. Yeah. Let's start from last year, because this whole idea started around like 7 to 8 months after my debut. I debuted in January 2024. So a little bit over like 7-8 months. I had this idea in my head. I watched Alien Stage, and I was like, wow, this is super cool. What the hell? Is it possible that maybe I can do something like this, but with VTubers? So long? Yeah. That was an idea. That was an idea, just an idea. It was just like, I really like this. Can I do something like this? You know? But I was like, I can't just say this and be like, oh yeah, I want to do this. No. I need to have like a clear goal, right? I need to have like a clear idea, like something to actually pitch management about, right? So it all started there. Initially, by the way, a little bit of behind the scene things. Initially, it was going to be 22 participants. This whole thing was supposed to be like 2 hours long. But after discussions, after a lot of, you know, thoughts, we had to cut it down in half because the budget was insane. It would be, especially for the timeline that I was giving myself, right? Which was a year, basically a year. In fact, Manasan like showed me a screenshot when was the first time I brought it up to them. It was in January, early January. Like I brought my whole like, you know, the solid idea of what I wanted to do. But yeah, it was initially I was like thinking of 22 people instead, because I wanted to do something like more like the length of a movie, you know, about like 2 hour long. It ended up being a little bit under an hour, which is like what, like 50 minutes, 50 something minutes. Yeah. But it was definitely complicated, you know. I mean, all of these, by the way, all of these duets are fully mixed. So these are covers. Yes, these are official covers. They're all fully mixed. Obviously it's not live. They were all recorded. They were all mixed by professional mixers. So yeah, they are official covers. But now let me talk about like how I chose the participants. Like how did it came to happen this way? Right? My first idea was like, I want to do something that's inspired by Alien Stage. But I don't want to do something that's too close, because you obviously don't want to, you know, don't want to copy something one-to-one. So I just wanted to like grab the inspiration of having people duet, you know, songs that usually are individual, you know, for a solo singer, and part them in two to have two people come together and sing that song. So it's like a whole new iteration of the song, right? Except for Iranai Mono, which is me and Calyx. That one was originally a duo. But we just thought that song was like perfect, right? So we wanted to sing that song. But the others, you know, they're like songs that are meant to be individual. By the way, when I reach out to everyone, Calyx hadn't debuted yet. I invited everyone, and you know, we were talking about it. I was pitching the idea to people, and I think specifically, I was talking about it with Usan first. I was saying how like I wanted to do this, but like I need help to like, you know, make people interested in wanting to participate in this. And Usan definitely gave me like a really good speech about it, right? And they were very interested in the idea. They wanted to be part of it, right? So yeah, that's how I got like kind of like the motivation. I was like, okay, I'll do this. I'll reach out to people. And yeah, you know, we'll see if they want to participate. So I first reached out to the people because I wanted to have like a little mix of everything, right? A little mix of like everywhere, right? Like I wanted to have not just people from one place, if that makes sense, right? It doesn't matter if it's indie, doesn't matter if it's company, which company, it doesn't matter. The whole theme of it is just unity, right? Like I wanted to have people from all over just come here to do something together. So yeah, well, I invited Roscoe, I invited Cass, and Rizar, right, from FSP. Then I invited Shu, I invited Da Campo. Da Campo was the hardest one because bro doesn't use social media. So after it's really funny because the way I could actually like get in touch was like through Twitter, but we had a collab, and then I was like, I stole him after the collab for a little bit, and I was like, hey, you wanna be part of this like really fun duet singing thing? Yeah. Yeah, then I also invited Uki, and then I got Axel as well. Axel was interesting because it was a pretty similar thing, right? Like I met Axel through last year through the little karaoke off collab that we had, right? Like obviously like we have talked, but like we never met. So like we talked at that time, and I just snuck into his DMs and I was like, hey, you wanna be a part of like this like really cool thing, blah 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 blah, yeah. And then Axel was like, yeah, sure, man, let's go, let's do it, hype. And then the same was for Haka, I guess. Like Haka was like super excited as well. But now Calyx though, oh my god, Calyx was crazy because I think Calyx was the scariest one to like actually reach out to at the time, because as I said, you know, this idea has been way before he even debut. And you know how it can be, you know, when people just debut, it can be like, yeah, it could be like complicated, because the chances of them being able to like participate in something like this are close to zero, right? They're close to zero. Why is it scary? Well, he just debuted, and it's not like it was the first thing, right? But like, imagine you just debut and then suddenly like somebody just reaches out to you and like, hey, you want to be part of this collab? Like it's kind of weird, no? That's a little bit kind of weird, right? However, I think I didn't do that at first. I definitely reach out like a normal person, and we're just talking, like, you know, congratulations on debut and stuff. And then like a couple of like maybe like a month or two after, you know, because we talked about like music and stuff, and then like Zelda and blah 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 blah. And then like a month or two after, I messaged him about it, and I was like, hey, so I'm planning this thing, and I'm kind of like, I'm missing one person, you know. I'm trying to gather 12 people, and I'm missing one person. Would you be interested in like being part of this like, you know, music duet battle kind of thing? Yeah. And then it happened. Yeah. If I didn't find the last person being Calyx, I don't think this would have happened this year, because it took so long to like actually invite people. It was not easy. It was really not easy. Yeah, so I'm glad that Calyx was able to join, right? Even though my request was early, I was like, yeah, I know this is early. I know you just debut and stuff like not long ago, right? But yeah, let me know. Yeah, I think that's the scariest like reach out that I've tried to like do before, ever.